Yo, ho, ho. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are live and direct once again. Episode 39 of MMA Reloaded Real Talk, the show where we talk real, we never lie, cheat, and steal. And you know what that means. That means that you're going to get the realest show on MMA social media with MMA Reloaded. And MMA Reloaded is, of course, yours truly, the kingpin of MMA, the young Rogan of MMA social media, AJ. And that is me right here, folks. It's your boy here. We are live and direct, folks. MMA Reloaded Real Talk, episode 39. Welcome. Uh, and of course, folks, tonight we go down and we throw down for our 39th episode. Um, a real one show away, folks, from the big 4-0. And of course, it's a huge time for it's a huge landmark for me as MMA Reloaded is a huge landmark in our history. 7 years, folks, and 40 episodes podcasting, or to keep you guys entertained during COVID, during the pandemic, during lockdown, if you're in the UK, and of course, folks, keep your spirits up, keep positive, and that's what we're all about, man. We're all about bringing the best MMA content to the best fans in the world, man. And those are the fans of mixed martial arts. Folks, tonight we got a real special show going down for you guys. Me and Ryan Truland, the truth, are going to be sitting down once again, tag team style, like we always do when I'm with Ryan. I tag him in, he tags me in, and we're going to break it all down for you tonight, folks. If you're not tuned in, tune in, man. Hit that like, subscribe, and just click that little icon at the bottom. Comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do, man, to support and join the revolution known as MMA Reloaded, including those things behind me, folks. You know what they are? It's the MMA Reloaded merch. Do smell that? Woo! It smells revolutionary, yo. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, we are about 2 nights away from UFC's return to our TV screens, to your laptop screens, while Dana White is going to look out for them illegal streamers. You know what I mean? Yeah, and he plans to fuck the illegal streamers up. But in other hand, if you're in the UK, you've got BT Sport. If you got ESPN, you got ESPN. Do this shit legally. You know what I mean? Don't pirate this shit, man. Yeah, you're only going to get in trouble anyway. But yeah, folks, the UFC returns to our TV screens, to your laptop screens, to your phone screens, ESPN Plus, UFC on ABC Network as well. You can watch the main card on ABC Network. And we go for Fight Island trip number 7. And folks, I have to say that the more I see this card, the more I think, new fighters that I'm aching to see fight. Like the kickoff fight, folks. Austin Lingo versus Jacob Kilburn. I can't wait to see that one, man. Carlos Felipe and Justin Taffa. Come on, man. Are you saying you're not excited for those two big ass heavyweights, yeah, to clash and throw them hands? Boy, I'm ready for that. Matt Brown, Carlos Condit, folks. Those two guys are known all over the damn gap. Two legends. And two legends I can't wait to see throw down, folks. Are we going to see a double retirement at the end? I don't know. Bro, Carlos Condit is still so young. He's only 35. Yeah, 36. That's, in some cases, that's called your prime, bro. You just got to get into that frame mentally. You know what I mean? You got to be into that mental mind frame, that mindset that helps you come back stronger. That gives you that motivation to keep going. That basically says, you know what, Carlos? You know what, Matt Brown? Yeah, you still got it. You still got that fire. It's lit right under your ass. Yeah. So I suggest you go into that cage tonight. And folks, I can guarantee you right now, as God is my witness, it is going to be a fucking matchup. And I can't wait for this, man. It is going to be a matchup. Folks, that main event, the main event, Max Holloway, Calvin Kattar. Folks, if you haven't seen the breakdown on MMA Reloaded Instagram, on our Instagram, MMA Reloaded, um, you you won't have seen the way we broke down this main event, folks, or this event. Full stop. You know, we the breakdown on MMA Reloaded Instagram, folks. We break it down head to toe, toe to head. Every fighter, every fight, will give you the scoop on it. We'll give you more information about the fighters. But in case you haven't seen the breakdown, folks, on MMA Reloaded Instagram, let me just sound that shit out to you right now. So we have Max Holloway. Max Holloway returns, folks, after his fight with Alexander Volkanovski, where nearly every fan in MMA, even the casual one, even the noobs, are thinking Max Holloway should be champion right now. But the show must go on. And the Blessed Express returns to the cage, folks, tonight. Not even 30 years old, and has already racked up one of the biggest and best resumes I've ever seen in the UFC. Period. You best believe Max is always ready. He's always on his game. He's got at 29, folks. He's got one of the best fight IQs, I think, a maturity to the game that we don't see nowadays with young fighters. So he's got that going for him, folks, coming into this fight. When you see on the other side, yeah, his performances, his hunger, his intensity, his aggression, his talent. Of course, I'm talking about Boston Strong, part of the New England cartel, Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar. Now, bro, Calvin Kattar is one of the most legit fighters I've ever seen. There is no quitting this guy. If not the best boxing in the featherweight division, one of the best boxers in mixed martial arts today. Um, he is this one, folks. You best believe is going to be filled with fast-paced, fast and furious. It's going to be a chess match. Both guys love to pick their shots. You best believe it is going to be a banger. It's going to blow the roof off the damn building. The dark horse warrior against the former champion. A former champion looking to prove that he should be the real champion against the dark horse contender looking to prove that he belongs in that upper echelon at 145 pounds. Now, folks, it's time for me to do the particulars. So I suggest you guys sit back and relax because we're going to be back in a jiffy. Done though. ladies and gentlemen. Oh, woo, yeah. So while we wait for Ryan to join up, folks, it is so imperative, yeah, that it's so imperative, folks, that we take it all in, that we appreciate the UFC for coming back to Fight Island. It's a damn paradise over there, folks. Speaking from experience, trust me. 40th episode, folks, of MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. Now, folks, I know we're just getting going here on our 39th episode, but don't fret, because we got that number 4, the 0 planned already, where we are joined, and I will be joined by one of my brothers, one of the best friends I've made during this COVID lockdown, one of the biggest and brightest young stars in mixed martial arts today. He'll be making his second UFC appearance, but his 4th appearance on MMA Reloaded Real Talk. Of course, I'm talking about Jerome Renegade Rivera. Jerome is on Fight Island right now, folks. He is fighting on the 20th of January. He takes on Davison Figueiredo's brother, Francisco Figueiredo. And folks, I have to say, fourth time, folks. It's going to be the best time. Trust me. 40 episodes. Don't forget to join us. Don't forget to suit and boot. Tuning into the show, folks. I would love to have you guys view it up. It's a landmark episode. It's landmark history. 7 years. MMA Reloaded. And folks, we are about time. It's about time to get Ryan on the show. Let's get on. Get ready, folks. Tag team shit. Yo, Ryan.
Hello.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, brother? Man, shit, it's been a long time, bro.
Yeah, it has. When was the last time we spoke?
When you had long hair, bro.
Yeah, I got a haircut.
Damn. How you been, man? How's it going, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm excited that the UFC is coming back. It was only a couple weeks off, but it seemed like a while. And we got 3 great cards coming up.
Damn right we do, man. And I want to start off with something special with this, man. Yeah, because, bro, it's our first tag team shit together, yeah, for 2021. So this is what I'm going to do, yeah? I got 2020 awards, Ryan Truland style, yeah, brother? Yeah?
All right.
So I want to hit some categories at you. Yeah, I want to get your award winners, yeah, bro. First one up is the fight of the year, 2020. Who you got, man?
Oh, I got Wei Li versus Joanna still.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I think that fight, I mean, there were some good contenders up there, but I think that fight stands above them all. I mean, the best women's MMA fight in history.
Yep.
And just one of the best title fights ever. It was an incredible fight. The damage that we saw afterwards was really unforeseen before how Joanna looked. And great fight. I didn't really have a problem with the judges giving it to Wei Li, but all around great fight. Fight of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely, man. There are no winners and losers in that fight. That's for damn sure. I had Joanna Wei Li as well. Then I chose Dustin and Dan Hooker as well, man, as a runner-up. That for me, bro, it was a fucking war. If I'm talking about fight of the year, definitely that was a close second for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the other up next, Ryan, fighter of the year, brother.
Fighter of the year. I think this one's pretty clear cut. Davison Figueiredo.
Oh man. Wow, you go for Davison straight up, brother.
Yeah, I mean, what he did, Benavidez both times, staying active, breaking that record for quickest turnaround between title defenses, headlining back-to-back pay-per-views, just record-breaking year for that guy. Incredible.
Man, you're reading my mind, Ryan, man. Shit, I had Davison as well, man. I had Davison too, and then I had like then I put my three runner-ups, yeah, as well. I had Jan Blachowicz as a runner-up. I had Israel Adesanya, and I put Khabib in there too, right? Of course, 2020 was such a huge year for him retiring, and capping off with Justin Gaethje, and he did it with honor. You know what I mean, bro? He did it with dignity. Shit, yeah. Those are definitely though Davison Figueredo for me too, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
me too.
and then third off, submission of the year, bro.
Oh, submission of the year.
I had
Honestly, it's a tough one.
it is, man. I'm not gonna lie. I had Charles
Saying you
Oliveira.
bringing up Khabib, his submission, the triangle he locked in against Gaethje was sick.
Ooh,
But there were also some other ones. Who do you got for that?
I had Charles Oliveira against Kevin Lee, bro.
Okay.
It was oh man, the way he it wasn't even like it was a fly it was or I had Jimmy Flick, flying triangle
The
choke.
recent one, yeah.
Recent thing, man. That was sick, man. I haven't seen a flying triangle since like early 2000s, bro. I was like, that was some shit, right there, brother. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I
I might,
like your call on the Oliveira one too. That
yeah,
was a good one. That was the first card without fans, right?
yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first times that I think fans actually really paid attention to Charles Oliveira as bro. It wasn't even his first rodeo. It's like his 20 something appearance in the UFC. But I think 2020, if you're talking about fighter of the year, man, Charles Oliveira could come right in there too. That was it was a sick submission though, man. It was just like a plain guillotine, but it was the dominance that he had over Kevin Lee, and
Yeah.
then that's what made it so special, really, for me, right? And then Ryan, up next, brother, knockout of the year. Yeah, I see that smile, brother. Who you got, man?
Joaquin Buckley
Yeah.
knocking out Mortal
Woo!
Kombat style over Impa.
Fuck,
Gotta be.
woo! That is the shit. I had Joaquin Buckley knockout of the year as well, man. I have to say, man, that KO, bro. For a guy that size, yeah, to have that athleticism, yeah, but like, all right, cool. If your foot is caught, yeah, some people, yeah, they shit their pants, yeah, bro. But Joaquin actually turned his body around, got that left leg up, and pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, the way it happened was unbelievable. It was so organic. It just throws a body kick, gets caught, and just turns around, jumps, and his heel finds the chin. And the way Chisangene went down, I mean, his eyes rolling in the back of his head, and then just falling like a tree onto the canvas. It was
Felt like a brick.
something we might never see again.
It felt like a brick. Bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
straight. And that was just pure. That was one of the most, if not the most athletic maneuvers, athletic KOs I've ever seen. Natural and pure athleticism, bro.
it's like the Showtime kick off the fence, but different.
Yeah,
Something just never before seen.
man. It was like, yeah, bro. It's organic. Yeah, well, that shit was just plain natural. Like, mm, mm.
Yep.
And then last but not least, Ryan, breakout star of the year, brother. I know it's probably obvious.
It's a two-man race, that's for sure. But I actually go with Hamzat on this for breakout. Yeah, because the way I think about it is it's called breakout fighter of the year. Kevin Holland, yeah, he had the 5 wins, but he's been around a minute, and Hamzat truly broke out this year. I mean, what he did at Fight Island, fighting twice in what was it, 10 days?
10 days, yeah.
Yeah. And then what he did to Mearshart. I wish he would have fought Leon before the year wrapped up, because if he had beaten Leon, that would have wrapped that award up bad. But yeah, breakout fighter of the year. I got Hamzat coming out of nowhere and turning into a star in like a 6-month span.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of criticism for comes out though, right, Ryan? Because um, people believe that his two wins there were something spectacular because no one fights in 2 times in 10 days, bro. It's unheard of. And then to knock out Gerald Meerschaert, bro, who I think was his first legit test. But Gerald didn't really show up in that fight and comes out, found that real opening, one bomb. Yeah, man. And he bombed Gerald's face into the crowd. Uh, but yeah, bro, it comes up, man. I had Kevin Holland, bro, and then I had Joaquin Buckley as a close second.
Okay.
Then I had Philip Hawes as close number three, and I had the Moroccan Devil, bro. I had to pick Yusuf Zalal, bro. I was like, because of all these new stars coming in, bro. Like people tend to forget about some of the other young studs in the UFC, man. And Yusuf Zalal, bro. I have to say is there's big things coming for that young brother, man, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And really, 2020, I mean, so many guys just stepping up, late notice, their UFC debuts, young fighters. Uh, Really crazy. Did you see my last article on the? It was by the numbers, and it was that the no fans actually did not help UFC newcomers.
Yeah,
I was
man.
surprised to see that.
Yeah, I saw that, man. You wanna explain that? Explain that further for me, man, because it's a real interesting topic, and I don't think it's something like sort of stuff that I do, and that's why I think we get along so well, bro. Is that we think about behind the scenes. Yeah, man. We
Yeah,
don't think about inside the cage, and of course, numbers inside the cage are great, bro. And then you talked about a lot of politics, a lot of fight politics behind the scenes in that article, man. Uh, what was yeah, man? Explain that for me, bro.
yeah. So I wanted to, because after the break in what was it, March, no
Yeah,
fans after that. Um, and a lot of people made statements in like their UFC debuts, and a lot of newcomers really jumped onto the scene. So it seemed to me, anyway, and people that I've talked to, that uh, with no fans, that it made it easier or it helped in a way. UFC newcomers, maybe they were less nervous. They could hear their coaches the whole time, whatever it may be. It seemed like UFC people making their UFC debuts had a lot of success in with no fans. So I looked back at the numbers and I ran everybody who made their UFC debut post pandemic with no fans, and their win percentage was like 35%. So I looked back on early 2020, then 2019, then 2018. Everybody who made their UFC debuts, and both early 2020, 2019, and 2018, all 3 years or 2.5 years, they had higher win percentages than the people making their debuts with no fans. So, and there are a lot of variables with why that may be. I mean, it could be different levels of talent coming in each year.
definitely.
I think it was 2018, three champions, current champions, made their debut in 2018. I don't know if that'll be the case in 2020. We'll see. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting telling from the statistics. And I even talked to, I know you've talked to like Miranda Maverick,
Yep.
who made her UFC debut with no fans. And like people that have done that, a lot of them do say that it helps, but just the numbers, for whatever reason, it says the opposite, the contrary.
And I think right. I know you've talked to a lot of these young guys too, right, bro? And when you speak to them, it's a, and then when I speak to you, right, it gives a different perception. Yeah, bro. You get that sort of, okay, cool. So they're not in the UFC yet. They're fighting at Legacy or they're fighting at Invicta. They're fighting at Cage Fury or whatever. and you want to see what they're thinking, how they're thinking, and what goes through their minds and what their overall ambition is, right, bro? And I think with these young guys and with 2020, what was so great about it, Ryan, was the fact that we got to see new talent. Yeah, bro, we got to see these guys come in and win or lose. Yeah, it was something like that card, bro, with what 7, 6, 7 undefeated fighters on there, right? Yeah,
Yep.
and if you saw that card, yeah, guys like Elia Topuria, Roman Dolidze, Giga Chikadze, guys like that.
Jordan
Nobody,
Levitt, I think, was on that card, right?
Jordan Levitt as well, the slam.
Yeah.
Um, bro, and people were so excited to see Jordan Levitt's UFC debut. Elia Topuria, he had a shaky UFC debut. People were excited to see him back, you know, and to see what he had. Roman Dolidze and Giga, those guys are making Georgia big, man. And those are the types of guys that actually caught my eye in 2020. You know, guys who I wanted to see, guys who I was like, fuck, who the fuck is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? And I want to see him fight, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people came out of nowhere, came right through the woodwork this year. I mean, and some of it's out of necessity with so many alterations to the fight cards last minute because of COVID, them having to find people. And the UFC, I mean, they did a hell of a job, I mean, with everything that they did in 2020.
Right. Uh-huh. And then, Ryan, if we turn from the newcomers to the veterans, yeah, but I want to talk about the bantamweight division. I want to talk about 135. Uh, Ryan, the last card of the year, bro. Yeah, UFC Vegas 17. We saw we saw Jose Aldo against Marlon Vera. A fight, but I remember we talked about this the last time we got together, and we were like, it's gonna be a tough one for Aldo. Yeah, but what if Aldo shows up? Um, and then Jose Aldo showed up in that fight, man. Yeah, and it was and we saw like him mix up his offense. He started grappling with Vera in, around 3, bro. And then he called out TJ Dillashaw, man. And then yeah, man, bro. And then you got Rob Font and Rob Font beating Marlon Moraes. Uh, First off, Ryan, like both guys wanted TJ Dillashaw. Rob Font wanted TJ, and Aldo wanted TJ. Ryan, who do you what do you think, man, about that picture at Bantamweight?
Yeah, so one bantamweight's very intriguing division going into 2021, especially like you said with the return of the former champ TJ Dillashaw. Um, he's like an ultimate wild card coming back. I mean, how's he gonna look? Apparently, people who he trains with say that he looks better than ever. So we'll see. And yeah, I mean, with Aldo and Rob Font now emerging, Aldo still uh, displaying that he has what it takes to contend at 135 still. I mean, I think Dillashaw expects a title shot upon returning. And the UFC has done that in the past. Like guys get suspended for steroids, EDs, and they come back and they give them a title shot. I mean, John Jones,
Yeah.
a good example of that. I think Dillashaw fights before getting a title shot, and I think it is going to be Aldo. And I think that's a great fight to me. I mean, Jan Sterling should happen, and it's supposed to happen, I think, in March.
UFC 259.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, you got that. You got Rob Font sitting there. You got Edgar and Sandhagen fighting. Yeah, Dillashaw coming back. So a ton of guys at the top. Gonna be fun at bantamweight.
Come on, man. I think Aldo versus Dillashaw, bro. When those two guys are running their divisions, yeah, bro, and um, I think that's sort of a fight that I think fans have quietly wanted to see over the past couple of years. I mean, I certainly, bro. I wanted to see Aldo versus Pettis when Pettis was lightweight champion. Then I wanted to see Aldo versus Dillashaw when Dillashaw was bantamweight champion, and I wanted to see how that would turn out. But I'm excited, bro. If they make that fight, I think that'll prove a lot for Aldo. and that'll prove a lot for TJ Dillashaw as well, man.
Yeah, 100%. I like to fight a lot for Aldo in that one. I mean, with how he looked against Vera, I expected him to beat Vera because I just thought he'd be too fast. And I still expected him to have that speed advantage, and he did. And he still has that precision in his strikes. He fights very smart. I mean, that's going to be a back and forth affair between him and Dillashaw if they make it.
Yeah, man. And I think, what do you think about Rob Font, man? Well, if you have Aldo and Dillashaw, if that fight gets made, and then we see Corey Sandhagen and Frankie Edgar, then we see the championship fight at UFC 259, Aljamain Sterling and Petr Yan finally going down. Who does Rob Font fight, man? Or does he wait for the winner of Aldo and Dillashaw?
It's interesting, right? Because, I mean, the only guy ahead of Font right now in the rankings without a fight is Cody.
Yes.
He's still rehabbing that injury. And he still says that he wants to fight for the flyweight belt when he comes back. We'll see about that. But I mean, Cody versus Font would be fun. Other than that, though, I think he probably has to wait until at least like Frankie and Sandhagen concludes from that.
Yeah, he'll definitely wait. I don't think he wants to go and fight anyone below him when he's just beaten the number 5 ranked Marlon Moraes.
Yeah, no reason.
Yeah, it's not happening, man. So then when you see Marlon Vera, then Ryan, yeah, Marlon came into that Aldo fight with so much hype, right? The guy was on Twitter and he was pumping his damn chest all the time, bro. And then when you see that guy, Marlon Vera, bro, what is next for Vera? I know Sugar Sean O'Malley wants a rematch with Marlon Vera. I would love to see Vera take on Rob Font. Yeah, man. Shit, I'd love to see Vera take on Rob Font. Sorry. And then, yeah, man. I'd love to see that fight.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the Sean O'Malley factor, I think, is a real one when it comes to Vera. I mean, with how that fight played out for him against Aldo, he's still right there on the fringe of being ranked and being dropping out of the rankings. So, yeah, I think running it back with O'Malley, it would actually make sense. I mean, O'Malley has apparently, I've watched his podcast. He's talked about how he's asked the UFC for these big fights against like TJ and stuff like that, and they're not hearing it right now. So I think running it back with Vera makes a lot of sense. Or if he wants to dip his toes into a little deeper water, he could fight Merab.
Ooh.
That'd be a tough fight, not a big name, but a legit fight.
I'll tell you, man, Merab made history in 2020, bro. He landed the most takedowns in one fight, beating Khabib's record against Abel.
Yeah, man, that would risky fight for O'Malley, but if he's truly game and they offer that to him, I think that's a good fight to take.
I'll tell you something, Ryan, yeah, bro. Merab would run him over. Yeah, G, I'll tell you, if O'Malley struggles against Vera's ground game and getting taken down by Vera, yeah, imagine a pure wrestler like someone as beastly as Merab, yeah, bro, who's got the upper body, who's got the speed, the strength. The guy's shaped like a fridge, yeah, bro. He's shaped like a refrigerator, yeah, bro. I mean, come on. I think O'Malley would have a tough time, but you never know, man. I love those fights, so where you got like a size advantage for one guy like O'Malley, then you got a shorter guy in Merab who's got the power to make up for his size. I think that'll be a good fight, man.
Yeah, that'd be fun, right? A good contrast in styles.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how it plays out. If they, there's no talk of that fight, but if we were matchmakers, we'd probably make it.
Oh man, we'll probably make the best matchmakers in UFC.
I think so.
But McMahon, but Sean Shelby, and Truland and Argent, were coming. And then, Ryan, but I wanted to get your thoughts for UFC 259. Of course, Aljamain Sterling finally gets his shot at Petr Yan, and they were scheduled to fight in November, right, bro? I think and Petro got injured. He pulled out, and then you had Aljamain was a bit pissed. Like he had that interview with Brett Okamoto, I think, yeah, or he had the interview with Ariel Helwani, and I think he expressed his frustrations in there straight up. Yeah, man. I think this is probably the most focused I've seen Aljamain Sterling. He looked great against Corey Sandhagen. But it's Petro Yan. Yeah, but one of the most violent guys I've ever seen. Yeah, but the guy literally has no mercy at all. And Aljo has a lot of problems against guys like that, like against Marlon Moraes. He had that problem. I think. How do you see that fight, Ryan, playing out, man?
Yeah, a couple things. I think Aljo has a right to be frustrated, honestly, with the UFC.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they've been kind of doing him dirty for a while now. I thought that he deserved a title shot even before Aldo got it.
Yeah.
And they gave him Sandhagen. He happily accepted it. Ran through Sandhagen. Crazy. And it seems even after that, they wouldn't guarantee him a title shot. It seemed like they were still looking at other options to see if there was a better option out there. And yeah, then they try and make it for November, falls through. And here we are again, coming in March. Looks like it's going to happen. Happy for Sterling. And yeah, great fight. I mean, I don't know. Sterling's so unorthodox in his movements. He's human backpack, as people like to call him. We saw that against Sandhagen. He has the ability to mix it up on the feet and throw things that you wouldn't expect coming at you. And yeah, Jan, I mean, what he did to Aldo, that was really, really impressive. What he was able to do to Aldo, basically just go toe to toe with him, beat in the phone booth, and he got the better of him. So if it's a fight like that, I think Aljo's in trouble. I think Aljo has to mix it up, test Jan's grappling, and yeah, just mix things up. He can't just stand on the feet for 25 minutes, or he'll get battered and bruised until he's out of it.
Definitely, man. Definitely, man. I think you're right, Ryan. 100%. I think if Aljamain Sterling, bro, can channel that frustration against a guy like Jan, I think don't play into his game. I think Uriah Faber played into Jan's game, and Aldo played into Jan's game. Petr Yan, bro, because he's so short, right? He's got deceptively long arms. Yeah, right. Yeah, bro. So in the pocket, it's not going to be a great night for Aljamain. If Aljamain can, I always thought when I first saw Aljamain, bro, I always thought of him as the next John Jones. Yeah, bro. The way he struck. Yeah, bro, right. And he can do more than mix it up on the feet. He's got great striking. Yeah. And I think he needs to just use his brain into that fight. Counteract Petr Yan's aggression and intelligence. Yeah, bro. It's hard. It's easier said than done, but shit. You know, I think just go get the fuck in there, trade shit, man. But no. He's got to use his brain. Yeah, bro, definitely. There is no two ways about it.
Yeah, I think if he does that and he mixes it up, works the clinch, maybe gets it to the ground, and just wears on Jan, and then lands a few of his unorthodox strikes, but those strikes are clean. He knows what he's doing on the feet, like you said. I think he could walk away bantamweight champion.
Definitely.
I don't think that's a easy one to give Jan by any stretch.
No. Then Ryan, if we move from bantamweight, we move to 265 pounds. It's a long ass move, right, bro? It's
yeah,
like
a little jump.
130 pound move. Yeah, man. I want to talk about John Jones here, right? And over the past couple of days, man, John Jones has trolled the light heavyweight division. He's saying, I ran from Jan, I ran from Izzy, I ran because I can't beat Jan stylistically and he's better than me. I know for a fact, and I know you know, bro, that's not true, right? John Jones would never talk like that, man. The guy's got the ego the size of The size of my house, bro.
Yeah, you saw how upset he got when they were calling Khabib the GOAT.
Yeah, you saw the video that he made, right? Um, to be honest, here, man, I've always said this. I wrote an article about it too, whereas I don't believe in one greatest of all time at all, not by the stretch of my fucking imagination, bro. I've been watching this game for a long time, 2005. And I've seen greats like Chuck Liddell and Tio Ortiz, Anderson Silva in the prime. I've seen Mark Cole. I used to watch Pride and Mark Coleman, and I used to watch all these guys. I don't believe in one great at all. Yeah, I believe in greats. Yeah, I believe in greats with an S
Yeah,
on the
because
fucking end. Yeah,
like
bro.
you're saying, I mean, the different eras, it's
It
impossible to compare them. And when you combine that with the different weight classes and the different talents in each weight class at the time, I mean,
is.
it's coming down to one greatest of all time in mixed martial arts is nearly impossible. Yeah.
Mixed martial arts, bro. It started in the late 90s. Yeah, then from the late 90s, you went into the mid 2000s. That's one era. Yeah, right. Mid 2000s, you go into the 2000s. You go from 2004, let's say 2005 to 2010 as another era, and you go 2010 to now. That's a modern era. Yeah, bro. You got different leaders in these different eras, bro. Yeah, so I think calling one guy the GOAT is not uh, is not necessary, man. I think the what I was getting to with John Jones, and what I wanted to ask you, bro, heavyweight. Yeah, John Jones moved to heavyweight. Um, who do you think John Jones faces first up, right?
Uh, yeah, John Jones is like the ultimate wild card for 2021. Uh, really, nobody knows his plan still, but I think plan A is going to be for Stipe and Ngannou to face off in April, and then for John to just step right in and fight the winner for the heavyweight championship, probably August or September, October, something like that. Yeah, the winner is Stipe and Ngannou. I think Jones is gonna face off against next, and then you got the stuff with Izzy. I mean, that's never gonna go away.
Yeah.
I think John will end up going back down to 205 at some point, and it'll probably just be to fight Izzy. Um, I don't see how it could happen in 2021, unfortunately, but we still got time for that. But yeah, John Jones, I think heavyweight for 2021, and he'll fight for a championship.
What, straight away, or do you think a couple of tuning fights for
No,
Jones?
I think straight away.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I think
I
you,
mean,
yeah,
I think
man.
it's too much of a risk. I don't think the UFC is going to make him uh, fight a fight before taking on trying to fight for the belt. Um, and it's too much of a risk. I mean, he's never fought a heavyweight. Those guys are some killers up there at heavyweight. I mean, Curtis Blades is I mean, if he had to fight a guy like Blades, that's a brutal
Hard fight.
matchup.
Mhm.
I mean, you got guys up and comers like Cyril Gahn. He's taking on Rosenstrike now. A
Yeah.
lot of top guys already have fight splits anyway. So
What about Derek Lewis?
yeah, Derek Lewis fighting Blades. So yeah, we got guys ahead of him, or not even ahead of him, but guys at the top of the heavyweight rankings already got fight splits right now. And yeah, I feel bad for Curtis Blades. I mean, if he beats Derek Lewis, he clearly deserves a title shot. And then if he has to wait behind John Jones,
It wouldn't be fair, man. It wouldn't be fair for him, right? Good. And right, like when John Jones will be actually comes back and gets a damn shot, yeah. Obviously, Francis Ngannou's right there. Yeah, they're talking about giving Francis a shot in March. Yeah, bro. Um, who becomes the UFC heavyweight champion to face John Jones? Stipe, Francis, or would you actually give Curtis Blades the belt and to take on John?
no, I think Curtis Blades. I mean, he still has to get through Lewis, and even if he does, I think he's going to be the one that probably gets screwed here.
Cool.
And it sucks to say, but life isn't fair, and neither is this business. And like, if you're not a star, I mean, Charles Oliveira could make his case for a title shot next, and I don't know if he'll get it. I mean, it's just sucks for those type of guys. But I think even with a win, he'll be left on the back burner. And as far as Stipe and Ngannou goes, man, it's going to be a much, much better fight than it was the first time, that's for sure.
Yep.
I mean, Ngannou is much improved. And Stipe still, as we saw against Cormier, he still has it. He's still at the top of his game. And really, I mean, he survived the storm in the first fight, and he avoided the biggest shots. He took some big shots from Ngannou too.
Yeah.
And he was able to get out of the way, slide off of some of the other big ones. Ngannou is so tough to bet against, though, because you know he can just turn anybody's lights out at the drop of a hat. I don't know. I have to think about that one more.
Bro,
a couple months.
I have to say, yeah, and this is from what I saw, Stipe versus DC number 3. Yeah, I have to still give it to Stipe. Then I say Stipe goes to fight Jones. And Ngannou, if he loses to Stipe, goes to fight Blades for a trilogy. He's knocked out Blades twice, but yeah, I'll say go fight Blades for a trilogy. Or wait for the winner of Jones and Miocic. That's only my opinion, bro. I'm thinking into the future, but yeah, man, I think Miocic looked great against DC, man, and his third fight. I think if he can put that pressure that he did against Francis in the first fight, I think it could be a long night.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and also I think we gotta consider when was the last time Stipe fought anybody besides DC. I mean, that trilogy took a while to get through. What was it, 3 years?
3 years
since he fought somebody besides Daniel Cormier. And I mean, Francis is such a different type of fighter, type of body than DC. It'll be interesting to see how Stipe handles that fighting somebody so different from DC, somebody different in general. That's he's fought for the past 3 years.
The last time he fought anybody besides DC was Francis Ngannou. UFC 220, January 2018. Yeah, bro.
Yes, so it'll be over 2 years since he fought anybody else. I think that's a factor.
It's fucked. Like, holy shit. But even like in the first fight with DC, like you saw some holes in Stipe Miocic striking, and you saw some holes in his game. DC pushed forward. Stipe didn't have an answer for it, bro, and DC dropped him, and knocked him out. I think, although it probably would have been a shock, right? Miocic probably didn't expect it, but if Ngannou does that, yeah, and the size of a guy like Ngannou, yeah, I think it could be, like you said, a different story, different body type, different breed. Ngannou's built like a small vending machine, bro. So, no, for sure, it's going to be real interesting to see when they make that fight, who John Jones faces. I know Alistair Overeem stepped up to fight John Jones in his debut. What do you think about that, Ryan? Because I know Overeem's looking for his last ride out of the game, and John Jones, man, that would be a great fight.
That would be a great fight. Don't get me wrong. I just don't see the UFC taking that chance. I know they want John to fight for a belt. And he has to be a main event. So if you put him up against Alistair, he's got a headline at UFC pay-per-view, and it would have to be a non-title fight, similar to how they're doing it with Conor and Dustin, or whenever Conor fights and it's not for a belt. It's for a main event pay-per-view, and John Jones is right in that boat. And I don't see them taking that chance, because if he loses, then he's got to fight another non-title fight at heavyweight or go back down and rethink heavyweight. But yeah, I think he continues to sit, wait, and I think Stipe and Ngannou fight in April. and I think the winner of that fights John in early fall.
Well, man, let's do that. Let's do that, man.
Yeah,
Shit,
like
man.
you said, Overeem, I don't know who's really out there. You'll probably have to wait for some of these matchups to conclude, like Lewis and Blades and Gon and Rosenstrike. You can fight one of those four
I don't
guys.
think he wants none of Rose's track again. I think, bro, and then that's the other fight I wanted to talk to you about, man. Cyril Gane versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike to end our heavyweight segment here. And, bro, Cyril Gane, a heavyweight like that, man, he comes once in a lifetime, in my opinion. When you see heavyweights there, bro, you automatically think of big guys who just have that knockout power, guys who just want to one shot and you're dead. But Cyril's not like that. Yeah, bro. He is perhaps the most technical heavyweight I've seen fight since I would say, dang, since Cain Velasquez.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And
that's a lot of praise for him, and he definitely deserves praise. I mean, after how he's burst onto the scene, and I mean, this fight against Rosenstrike, I literally clapped when I saw that they made this fight because I mean, two world class heavyweights, world class strikers at heavyweight, both of them Rosenstrike with his kickboxing background, and Gon just he really has really impressed. I mean, yeah, I can't wait for that fight. I think that's what a co-main event on 3-rounder, I believe, on the Hamzat Leon card. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So that's a stack card. Those two fights alone, my God.
Those people, I was just paid to watch them two fights, man. No, right. I mean, when you break that down, right, Cyril Gane and the big boy from Suriname. But I think you got to look at movement, right? You got to look at footwork. Number one, Jorginho does not move, right? The guy, he
Yeah, you
moves.
saw that against Ngannou. He moved straight back.
But other than that, man, Ngannou came at him there like a plane. It's like a 747 coming right at your ass.
Yeah. My guess is he moves to one side or another next time, not straight backwards.
Straight back. I'm surprised he didn't go through the cage, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go through the cage. Straight. How do you do that, bro? Like straight up.
The guy's fought how many kickboxing fights, how many MMA fights. He's fighting the most powerful guy in probably the world. And in the first storm, he moved straight backwards. I was shocked.
I was absolutely. I was out my seat, bro. That time, that fight, I was out my damn seat.
And Ngannou really didn't throw anything that technical. He swung wild.
Swung, literally, like he swung like guns right at him, bro, and that's it. Yeah, that's all it took for him. And
Yeah, Stipe is not going to get hit by that on
hell no.
not that first storm. He'll have. Not saying Stipe won't get slept by Ngannou because it's possible, but it won't be like that. Ngannou's going to have to work for it a lot harder than he's had to work in his past couple fights.
Yeah, definitely. It's a championship fight, 5 rounds. Yeah, if he swings like that, yeah, bro. I think for Ngannou, Ryan, cardio is the key, man. Yeah, he needs to hit that treadmill. Yeah, don't. That's what cost him the first fight. Stipe wrestled him when he knew Ngannou was not cardio ready, and that's what happened, bro. Because he expanded all that energy in the first round when he tried to sleep him.
Yeah, if he goes into the Stipe fight expecting to get out of it early, it's going to be a devastating mistake for him.
Oh hell no, it's not gonna happen. Then Ryan, if we move to this weekend, and we're 2 nights away, bro. We're 2 nights away, man. I mean already, like I've been marking the fuck out for this one, man. I've been watching. I was watching Food Truck Diaries with Brendan Sharp and Calvin Qatar, and I was watching. I've been listening to Max Holloway, bro, and his tweets. And then, Ryan, And then what we got is Carlos Condit and Matt Brown as your co-main. The return of Santiago Ponzinibbio after 2 years off. And then you got Joaquin Buckley looking to make it 3 in a row. Right, Ryan, brother, first of all, yeah, main event, Calvin Kattar and Max Holloway. Yeah. Before I go and rant my 2 cents, what are your 2 cents, man?
Oh man, can't wait. I mean, before I want to say anything else, I want to say UFC on ABC. That's a huge moment for the organization, the promotion. Cable television, similar to how it was with Fox. It's just another stepping stone for expansion for the UFC. I watched an interview with Dana that had to have been, I guess, over the weekend or last week. And he was talking about how he really wants to keep expanding this sport until it's the biggest sport in the world. And Dana he's not usually wrong, and he's a pretty motivated and dedicated guy to this. So he says he wants to have Rose fight Wei in Asia this year. A lot of cool stuff, and the UFC on ABC is awesome. So, and what a guy to have main event, Matt Holloway, guy who's been fighting for you since he was 19, 20,
19.
And guy, he's not even 30 years old, which is mind blowing. He's still 29. He's 3 years younger than Calvin Kattar. Crazy, but yeah, as for the fight itself, I know Matt Holloway's coming into this one as motivated as ever because he knows that he's lost 3 out of his last 4. Whether he lost them or not on his record, they're losses. And I think he knows that a win over Kattar, he's right back there. A loss over Kattar, he's gonna have to climb back up the ladder a little bit to get that featherweight belt back that he definitely still wants. So, and I mean, I think this one's going to be on the feet, similar to how it was with Holloway and Poirier when they fought. I think it'll be 25 minutes of them back and forth on the feet. Yep. I'd be surprised if either of them finishes the other, honestly.
You never know.
And I think I'm going to give it to Matt Holloway on volume. I think he's going to land more. And I think it's going to be a very close fight, though. But I'll give it to Matt in the judges' eyes. I don't think the judges screw him this time.
You never know with this shit, man. You never know with this sport, brother.
He's been screwed on his come up when he fought Dennis Bermudez. He lost split decision, and apparently 11 of the 11 media members gave it to Holloway in that fight. So he's no stranger to getting fucked over by the judges.
Man. And them judges cannot fuck these 3 events up. No way. Hell no. Yeah. Like nada. Yeah, you cannot do that.
Yeah, when the judges are in the headlines, it's bad.
Fuck you know, man. I think for me, Ryan, I think I would give it to Max too. Straight. I would just tell you my choice, but I'll give it to Max as well first. Yeah, but I am not sleeping on Calvin Kattar. 125.2%. I am not sleeping on Calvin Kattar at all. Yeah, bro. He perhaps is a dark horse, blue collar guy. You never hear him talk shit. Yeah, right. And he's quietly climbed to the top 5 at featherweight. Yeah. He's just right below Zabit right now. Yeah, well, I'm not sleeping on Kattar. I think he's one of the best boxers in the UFC. I think for sure this guy, what he's done in his 7 UFC appearances, right, is he's basically shown that he's ready for that upper echelon. He's ready for that upper 145 elite. And I think he knows the Max Holloway he's going up against. Max Holloway is coming into this fight on a mission. Yeah? He's coming in to reclaim and rebuild. I think he needs to get over that rematch with Volkanovski. He feels so strongly about that rematch, Ryan. And I think, and you probably think that he won that rematch, right? Yeah. But the show goes on, bro. Yeah. They're not gonna stop for you because you think you want to fight, but you didn't. Yeah. I think he needs to focus on Calvin Keita. I don't think he's sleeping on Keita, but I think he needs to focus on this fight, man. I think Calvin's gonna come out. Calvin's controlled. Yeah, bro. He gets aggressive at like round two, three. Yeah, but round one, yeah, but I think it will be a chess match. I think it's going to be a feel out fight. Both guys have respect for each other's powers. Two of the best boxers at featherweight. I don't think none of these guys are going to back off. Both of these guys have a lot to lose.
Yeah, yeah. I think actually the pressure I think is on Matt Holloway in this one, 100%. I mean, he's the former champ. He might be the featherweight goat. Um, he's the one that's lost 3 out of 4. Still only 29, but he has a lot of miles on his terms of fighting. And yet, and also, I'm very confident that Calvin Cater can go 4 or 5 rounds. Look good doing it. I mean, you saw him come on strong against Zabit in that third round. He had a lot left in the tank, especially compared to what Zabit had. And yeah, I think, like you said, he's going to come ready. And this is going to be a great fight. Probably, it might be a fight of the year candidate right off the bat.
Straight up. Mm-hmm. I can see that playing out. Fight of the year, nicely. Yeah, bro. I think Calvin Cater, bro. If he wins this fight, yeah, that's man, that would be amazing for his career. Like and that would put him straight out contendership. Yeah, against the winner of Brian Ortega and Alexander Volkanovski. I think for Max Holloway, Brian, I think you're right. You're a former champ. Everyone expects you to come back strong. Yeah, and I think Max Holloway is not the type of guy to disappoint. I think to take a fight against Dustin Poirier, short notice, the way he did, yeah, and then to have one of the greatest fights I've ever seen, yeah, bro, it is nuts, man. I think 2 losses to Volkanovski, he's gonna learn from those, bro. Definitely. Uh, you can't not learn from that first fight with Volkanovski was a loss. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, second fight, he just needs to learn from that and come back. Like you said, he's got a lot of miles, less than 30, not even 30. Yeah, bro. But it's all about the way you listen, the way you learn, the way you do your damn homework. Okay, and that's what's gonna help him in this fight.
Yeah, no, and I think he will learn from it and use it to those losses to his advantage. I mean, if you look back on his career, he debuts against Dustin Poirier on late notice, loses pretty quickly, comes back, learns from that, wins 3 straight, then he loses to Bermudez and Connor, and then he wins. He goes on that long streak that eventually gets him the title shot against Pettis, and then he defends it until he hit this rough patch with losing to Dustin and then Volkanovski twice. So I think he's been here before, similar situations, and we're gonna see a really good Matt Holloway.
I think so. Then your co-main event, Carlos Conde and Matt Brown, clash of two legends. Yeah, bro, we're talking about legend. Like Matt Brown's been in the UFC since 2007. Carlos Conde, it's his 23rd fight under the WEC UFC banner. For Matt Brown, it's his 27th. Ryan, brother, I was contemplating a double retirement at the end, but I don't think that's probably going to be the case. I think we're gonna have a fight that young fighters need to take notice. Need to take note. They need to take notes on because I think these two men are two of the realest, two of the toughest, Yeah, and two of the most talented guys, I still think, at welterweight, and they have been for a long time. They're two legends in this sport. Um, how do you, first of all, Ryan, you go up first. How do you think this one's playing out?
Uh,
Uh, yeah,
yeah, like you said, two legends of the sport. Anybody who's getting into the sport now or recently should go back on YouTube or Fight Pass or whatever and try and find some of those prime Carlos Condit fights or those prime Matt Brown fights. Then you'll really truly appreciate what those two have done in the sport. And yeah, double retirement. I don't know about that, but if I had to bet on one of them retiring, it would be Matt Brown, probably of the two. Um, and as far as the fight itself, I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty even back and forth. Two guys leaving it all out there. Um, I think they both know where they are in this stage of their careers, and who they're fighting and what this fight means for both of them. I mean, they're in a co-main event on the debut of the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. There's going to be some fans there. UFC 2021 first card co-main event. It's a pretty big stage for these two guys. If I had to guess, I would say Condit might have the edge on him in terms of being a step ahead on the feet, and I lean his way.
you lead to Carlos Condit. I would say that's not a bad. It's not a bad choice, man. Not bad. It's not a bad choice at all. Fuck. He's only 35, right? Yeah. It's not old, fam. It is not fucking old. I don't. I hate when guys think that when fans think that, oh, he's too old because he's 31. You know what I mean? I don't like that shit, bro. Um, I think Carlos Condit's always been in great shape physically. I think mentally, bro, he was on a 5-5 losing streak. Yeah, right. And then beating Court McGee to reclaim your get back in the win column is not exactly something to pop up a champagne for. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
Beating Court McGee, that's like you saying, yeah, that you just beat up Jake Paul, yeah, for a living. Bro, it's not something to pull champagne on. I would not do that. Not if you're coming off a 5-5 losing streak and you beat up Ultimate Fighter alum who's on a losing streak of his own. I would say Condit's always been there physically. Physically, I think he's one of the original hybrid fighters, one of the best well-rounded, all-round fighters in mixed martial arts today. I think against Matt Brown, both guys are gonna come out backs against the wall, guns blazing. I think Matt Brown, if he can pull it out, bro. I love Matt Brown. I love to see Matt Brown win. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be a great fight, a great co-main event. It's going to be a lesson for young guys to take notes on. Two legends, man. Great stage. Then Santiago Ponzinibbio, Ryan. Santiago Ponzinibbio. Who the fuck is that? I'll tell you who he is, Ryan. Seven fight win streak. Beat Neil Magny and Mike Perry in his last two fights. Yeah, and he's coming back, picking up where he left off. Yeah, Ryan. In the UFC. And where he left off, and I'll tell you where he left off, is number 5 in the ranks, or number 6. Yeah. And this guy, I have not forgotten him. Yeah, especially when I'm playing UFC 4, I have not forgotten him at all, bro. Guy's a damn beast. I am excited to see him come back. He's fighting the Leech, Li Jing Liang. Right. That was a fucking mouthful, yeah, bro. What do you think, right? Yeah, Santiago Ponzinibbio, bro.
Yeah, another he might be the ultimate wild card in the welterweight division this year. I mean, like you said, like when he ended up taking that time off. Been about, 2 years, a little north of 2 years.
Yeah.
He was right there on the fringe of contending at 170 pounds.
Mhm.
And with wins over Neil Magny and Mike Perry, like you said, um, the guy got finishes over quality opponents. And he's back fighting, Lee Jingliang, guy who's not ranked, got a little lower in competition than what he was fighting before he took his time off.
Yep.
So I think this is get a really good gauge as far as just where Ponzinibbio is at right now in his career, how he performs against Jingliang on Saturday.
Yeah. I think then, Ryan, if we go down, we got Joaquin Buckley looking to make it 3 in a row. Um, right, the only all right, cool, yeah. Last fight, yeah, right. Joaquin Buckley had to fight Jordan Wright because and then he fought. Who did he fight before Jordan Wright? Oh yeah, Impa.
But
Yeah,
yeah, and before that it was Holland.
yeah. So would you sort of go along the same line of competition for Joaquin? Yeah, the same caliber guy with as Impa, like another breakout star, another rising star. Because Jordan Wright is a newcomer, bro. We haven't seen him in the UFC. He was 11-1. He was 11-0, I think, coming in to fight Joaquin, and now he's fighting. What the hell is this guy's name?
Jericho.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Alessio De Carico. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, the Italian dream. Um, but Alessio is on he's not really on a great streak. I think he's on a losing streak, 3 fights. Yeah, bro. And I think with Joaquin Buckley, I think what the UFC are trying to do is that intimidation. That this is Joaquin Buckley. Yeah, bro. We're gonna put him right up there on the pedestal, and he's gonna be demolishing all these guys. Yeah, bro. Alessio is a legit guy. It's like his 11th UFC appearance, but against high flying Buckley. Yeah, bro. On a 2 fight win streak, 2 huge highlight reels. Yeah, bro. He's not. He's not coming in there to play. It's like throwing Alessio De Carico to the Wolves. Yeah, bro. And I think that's going to be over round 1 straight up. No,
I don't think you. I don't think you're wrong in saying that. Honestly, I was really impressed with Buckley, especially after he knocked out Impa the way he did. They give him a pretty quick turnaround against Jordan Wright, a guy that not too many people know, but a talented prospect nonetheless. Big guy, and he comes out and does his thing, gets another finish. I thought it was going to be really interesting to see how he responded after that viral knockout. And the way he did, he was still very focused and foot on the pedal, did his job there. I wish they matched him up against James Krause for this one because, I mean, everybody wants to see that. But hopefully after Buckley gets this win, I think Krause might have an opponent too now. I don't
Diego
quite
Sanchez.
remember.
Yeah.
What's that?
Diego Sanchez.
Oh, he's fighting Diego. Okay.
He was yeah, man. I mean, he was calling it out.
Okay.
He was looking for his last fight.
Yeah.
And James Krause threw his name in there, man. Yeah.
All right. So if he ends up fighting Diego and Buckley, if he ends up getting this win Saturday, if they both get wins, I mean, you got to make that fight next.
It has to happen.
Yeah.
These two guys, we're talking mad shit to each other. Bro, and I would love that fight. Joaquin Buckley called it out.
Yeah. I thought they were going to give it to him. I was surprised.
Me too. Me too, man. I would have paid money to watch that shit. But yeah, right then, UFC Fight Island 8. Yeah, bro. January 20th, 6 days away. Leon Edwards versus Kamzat was supposed to be the main event, but for like the third time it got pulled off. And then Neil Magny and Michael Chiesa take the main event, right? But for me, it's a stat card. I got one of my boys fighting on the card, Jerome Rivera.
Okay, cool.
And then Yeah, man. And apart from that, but I think Neil Magny versus Michael Chiesa is a fucking great fight. I love this fight. I had Neil Magny as one of my as my most underrated star of 2020. Um, what are your thoughts on that, Ryan? Two real battle tested veterans
Yeah,
coming in.
man. Maybe the two most underappreciated welterweights on the roster.
Damn right.
Um, both guys are extremely good and at what they do. They both like to fight in different ways. Magny just loves touching people up. Uh, Ultimate volume guy and very high fight IQ. You can say the same with that for Chiesa, very high fight IQ.
Very
Both
smart.
guys have fought elite competition in the past, and Chiesa obviously loves his grappling game.
Damn right.
And I mean, this might be two of the highest fight IQs in the sport going at it
Mm-hmm.
on the 20th. And yeah, hell of a main event fight, man. Hell of a main event fight.
Two 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 battle tested, like you said,
Two
bro. I think
guys that are easy to root for too.
damn right, man. Bro, two of the most respected guys. Walter, you can't hate Neil Magny. You
Yeah,
can't
I
hate
don't know
Michael
how you
Chiesa.
could.
Yeah, bro. Except for Michael Chiesa's trash talk, yeah, bro. Um, that he deal with Kevin Lee. He's had a great career. He's on a 3-fight win streak, bro. He's not. Michael Chiesa is coming here in this fight. I think both guys are coming in this fight to make a statement. Right, right. Come on, bro.
The
You ain't
winner probably gets top 5 opponent next.
damn
Has
right.
to. Yeah.
They're number 7 and they're number 8 respectively. Yeah, right. And then what I think you got two of the best grapplers at welterweight, apart from Damien Maia. Um, but I think it's going to be a great fight. I think those two guys deserve a main event spotlight. Um, if you look at Magny, he was on that 8-fight win streak, right, and that was going to get him to the championship. But in my opinion, if he had continued it, um, and for Chiesa, right, I've always respected Michael Chiesa, and this is going to be a great ass fight.
Man. Yeah, and Chiesa obviously has that career. He's got a great career coming after fighting too with his commentating. Guy's got a real talent for that as well.
Yeah.
He proves out just how high his fight IQ is when he does that. So it'll be a lot of fun to see these two guys go at it. It'll be interesting to see where each of them tries to take this fight, and how the other one responds.
I mean,
I'm really looking forward to this.
two guys with two different grappling styles. And I think Neil Magny with his size has always used it so well, bro. Yeah, on the feet to tie his opponents up, and I think he can't tie up Chiesa that easily, bro, because Chiesa lives in that pocket. He lives in the pocket. It's gonna be, and Chiesa's so good at changing levels, and he's so fast at switching it up on you in the clinch. It's gonna be a great fight, man, to watch. Two of the most respected guys, at least in my opinion, at 170, going out in the main event spot, bro.
Yeah, 100%. And looking at the rankings, gotta have them here. So the winner's gonna jump both Woodley and Maya, and then you got Stephen Wonderboy sitting at 5. I mean, 5-10 maybe.
Hey Ryan,
Fun to play matchmaker, isn't it?
right, I would if it's time to play matchmakers, I would say, yeah. Okay, cool. Check this out, yeah. I would say we give the winner of this fight, Neil Magny Michael Chiesa, yeah, Wonderboy Thompson. Yeah. Then I would say you give the loser Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that's two great fights right there. And it wouldn't be demeaning to Woodley at all. Because he's coming up 3 straight losses.
He needs not a tune-up fight, but he needs a fight that isn't a contender fight next. But yeah, like you said, the loser.
Yeah. He got starched by Covington, man. I felt so sorry for him, man. Fuck.
I know it.
I think Gilbert Burns as well. Um, but I don't think Woodley's done by a long shot, man. I think he's one of the best pure athletes in mixed martial arts. I think it happens to every great, right, Ryan? If you're down on a slope, you know you're down on a slope, and then your confidence, your motivation goes down, right, bro? Um, and it's like, what the fuck, you know? I lost 3 fights in a row. I'm a former champion. This shit shouldn't be happening to me. And then these guys just go, your mentality just goes to shit.
I mean, if you look back, his last 3 fights, it's Usman, Burns, and Covington, right?
No shame.
And
No shame.
he's lost all 5 rounds in each of those fights, which is wild. That's 45 because they were all 5 rounders, right? So that's 45 straight rounds. 45 straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you think. Yeah, five
Longer
rounds.
than that, 5 rounders. Yeah,
Five,
that's 75 straight minutes.
5 minutes, 5 rounds. Yeah. Yeah, my 75 straight minutes.
Crazy.
It's nuts, bro. But I think 2021, Duke Rufus has said that Tyron Woodley's coming back strong.
I hope so.
I can't wait for him to come back, to be honest, bro, because I want to see the Tyron Woodley I saw against when he was welterweight champion. Smart Tyron Woodley. Yeah. A guy who was adapting to every fight he had. A guy who wanted to prove naysayers wrong. And I think after he lost to Kamaru Usman, man, I think Tyron needs to come back on that high horse, man. After that,
I hope so. I'm a little afraid that guys ahead of him are maybe just better right now.
Yeah.
Better. I mean, he can't. There's grapplers ahead of him that have out-grappled him. There's strikers ahead of him that have outstruck him. You just avoid that right hand, and there's not a whole lot of danger coming from Woodley at this point besides that right hand. And guys like Burns and Covington, they're just smart enough and good enough to avoid that big right hand.
People think that people forget Woodley's a Division II wrestler.
Yeah.
And, I think he could, if he mixes it up all over again, yeah, and goes back to the drawing board, redesigns his game, I think he could come back nicely. I would love to see Tyron Woodley versus Wonderboy number 3, but who knows, right? A play matchmaker again, man. Now, Ryan, if we move down, yeah, bro, Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier go 1-on-1, UFC 257, January the 27th. Yeah, right. It is perhaps the biggest main event, a christening in 2021. No disrespect to Qatar and Holloway, no disrespect to Chiesa Magny, but it is, right? Because 7 years in the making. Dustin Poirier, Ryan, whilst Conor McGregor has been fighting once every 5 years, yeah, Dustin Poirier has fought 5 world champions, beaten them. Yeah, he's had a fight of the night with Justin Gaethje. Yeah, fight of the year with Justin Gaethje. He's beaten Dan Hooker. His resume after Conor McGregor, yeah, has been filled with nothing but the best of the best. Yeah, if not the best of the best of the best. Yeah, and there is no doubt in hell. We've heard it, and I heard it from Dustin that he's not focused on revenge in this fight. He's focused on coming back and becoming a UFC lightweight champion. That's what he's using this fight for. And I have to say, I respect the shit out of that. Because Conor McGregor is... Conor McGregor, bro, I've only seen him training as the build-up of this fight, since this fight was announced. Dustin Poirier never stopped. He never stopped, right? Yeah? And think about the fights he's been in, bro. Since Conor McGregor first up. It's not. This is not ballet anymore, man. Conor McGregor thinks he's gonna come in all shredded up with his abs and shit, and think that he's gonna starch Dustin in 60 seconds. Yeah, that's crazy ass shit, man. Dustin Poirier is jacked to the high heavens. Yeah, he's more mature in his early to mid 30s. He is not here to play games anymore, Ryan. Right? He's here to fight Justin Gaethje again, fight the winner of Michael Chandler, Dan Hooker. He's here to be world lightweight champ.
Yeah, I completely agree that Dustin Poirier, the first time they fought was you could say he was a kid. Now he's a full-fledged adult, a dad, a husband, much more polished as a fighter, even much more experienced as a fighter with all the guys that you just mentioned that he's fought and had success against. If Conor goes in there and beats him in 60 seconds, my jaw will be on the floor. I just wouldn't be able to comprehend it. He's able to do that. I mean, my God. Don't see it happening, no. I do think, though, that Conor is going to come in and look good. I definitely do think that. I think he's very focused right now on fighting. Everything that we're hearing from, like, Dana. I mean, he's not going to tell you anything else. But he seemed like he's dead set on this fight and getting that championship belt back and making, not even the belt, just fighting these top guys. That's what he seems he wants to do. We'll see. I think this is going to be I do think somebody's going to get finished in this fight. I don't think it will go 5 rounds. And I don't even know who I think is going to win at this point in time. Still got a little over a week, but the UFC clearly wants Conor to win. Wow. I mean, they're so transparent in it. It's crazy. Every interview Dana's in, it's like he's talking about like what'll happen if Conor like beats Poirier. He's never talking about what'll happen if Poirier beats Conor. Yeah, and I get it. I mean, he's a businessman, and Conor's like he's gonna bring in the most pay-per-view, but.
That's why I have a problem with this, Ryan. Yeah, you got a guy, Conor McGregor, who fights. All right, cool. Conor can talk. Conor was probably the first guy to use his mouth to get big fights. Yeah, I don't mean blowjobs. Yeah, bro. It was his mic skills plus the way he fights. That's what drew him money. Yeah, but I think. This is why I have a problem. Conor fights once every 2 years, yeah, or once every year if you're lucky, yeah. And then what I think is Conor doesn't want to climb the ladder like everyone else, and that's what I feel is disrespectful. He doesn't want to climb the ladder like everyone else. Yeah, I would love to see Conor McGregor against Charles Oliveira, and Charles Oliveira starts the shit out of him. Yeah, armbar Conor McGregor's left arm off. Yeah, and then we'll see if Conor McGregor talks shit. The thing is, I respect Conor. Conor's legit. Like in the cage, he is legit. You don't for 8 years, you don't starch people the way he has for nothing. You don't fight Floyd Mayweather and take him 10 rounds for nothing. Yeah, he is a legit martial artist, but I think his carelessness and his mouth writes checks that his ass can't cash sometimes. I think if he focuses more on training and stepping in that cage than he does talking crap, I think his mind frame and his physical frame would be there, 100.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying for sure. And I'm not worried, but I kind of think that that's the Conor we're going to see. UFC 257. He hasn't really been talking as much shit as he normally would. There hasn't been the press conferences, obviously, but even in interviews, he's been quick to give Dustin his props as a great fighter. Oh, yeah. And he's honored to be fighting the rematch with him and stuff like that, is what he's saying. So maybe he has turned a page and he's going to be I was thinking as you were talking, like, if you want to say who's made more money for the company, it's obviously Conor. But if you want to say who's a better company man, it's Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier has done nothing but great things for this sport. I mean, never had a tarnish on his career in terms of, any run-ins with the police or doping or anything like that. The guy's the ultimate company man. I wish that Dana would give him a little more, I don't know, not respect, but a little more shine, I guess.
I mean,
Freedom to fight Conor.
I mean, both guys are legit guys, right? Right.
Yeah.
Although I think Dustin's had a lot more of a scratch and claw type career than Conor has. Although I think Conor showed that he's as tough as it gets. He's as talented as it gets. And I think even he's learned as well a lot. Yeah, bro. Since his fights with even earlier in his career, like Diego Brandao and stuff, I think he's learned a lot from those fights. I don't think, and then it's just his maturity that'll fuck him up a lot. If we see Conor, the Conor that we saw against Khabib, I don't know. I think oh man, I don't know. Like his takedown defense looked good in that fight.
It did.
But his mind, you can see, was not there. He was getting
cold. He wasn't prepared to go into those deep waters like he was.
Yeah.
That night.
Yeah. And then, Ryan, if you take a look at if you take a look at news, Nate Diaz is set to return 2021. I was thinking Nate Diaz, Charles Oliveira. I was thinking, because Dana said that it's not Tony Ferguson.
Yep, but he said, I think you're about to say it. He said that it's going to benefit whoever he fights. If he wins, it's going to be a big win. And
Charles
Oliveira would make that sense.
Woo! Man, I would. Oh my god, I'm gonna get my 6-pack ready for that one, brother. Shit. But yeah, man, that was pretty much all I had with that one.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira, that is the one, man. Jeez.
Did you see this kind of ties into Nate Diaz? They're gonna. Positive marijuana tests are no longer violation.
Oh, you're shitting me!
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That happened like a couple hours ago.
Smoke that shit, man.
Bring both the Diaz brothers back now.
Diaz, bro, Nick Diaz. A lot of people have been saying they don't want Nick Diaz back. I don't care. I want Nick Diaz back. That is OG shit. He was Mr. 209 before Mr. 209 was cool. And I think despite all the shit he pulled against Anderson Silva, he did have a good showing in that fight. I'm not really like, but I would love to see Nick Diaz back.
Yeah, me too. Why not?
he was pumped when he was in the interview with Ariel. I'm gonna baptize him. That's my baby brother. You know that shit. I laughed my head off in that interview, bro. But that was serious, Nick Diaz. Like that was some shit. And then Brian, Michael Chandler, Dan Hooker, brother. Who you got, fam?
Oh, man. I know some people were disappointed. I guess maybe casual fans were disappointed to see Chandler debut against Hooker. They wanted a bigger name, but I'm pumped for this fight.
Me too.
I mean, the contrast in their measurements and just their attributes, physical attributes, really interesting. The contrast in the way that they fight is really interesting. And just, of course, I mean, a guy coming over to the UFC, a former champion in Bellator, or any other promotion is always interesting to see how they fare against top UFC guys. I mean, like when Ben Askren made his debut. Um, Similar to that. I mean, anybody coming over from another pretty big organization making their UFC debut, it's fascinating to see how they compare against the top UFC guys. And as
Straight up.
far as who's going to win that fight, man, I just don't know. I just don't know because I haven't seen. I've seen Chandler beat some of the top guys like Pitbull and guys at Bellator. I mean, but Hooker is just different. He's so much different in terms of the way he fights and uh, just his body in general. It's just odd
If you
compared
see,
to most lightweights.
like Michael Chandler, bro, comes in a 3-time Bellator lightweight champion. He made his reputation over one of the best trilogies that godfathered Bellator with Eddie Alvarez. Then he beat Ben Henderson 3 times. So in my opinion, he hasn't fought the variety that Dan Hooker has. He hasn't fought a guy as close to Dan. Um, I would say if he tries to take Dan Hooker down, don't sleep on Dan Hooker's submissions. On the feet, Dan Hooker will beat his ass. But I think I'm interested to see Michael Chandler in a change of environment,
Yeah,
and to see how he does in the UFC octagon, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
fascinating.
for sure. And then Ryan, the other prediction I want from your ass is um, Israel Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz. I know you knew it was coming, right, bro? Come on, man. The glee is right there, man. Yeah, man. Who you got?
So
Um,
many implications in this fight too. Um, I don't think they'll strip Izzy of the middleweight belt,
no,
regardless if he
hell
wins
no.
or loses. Um, and I don't want them to. I don't think they should. And as far as the fight for Jan, Izzy's first fight going up to 205. I know he's fought 205ers and kickboxing before, bigger guys. Man, it's just, it really is. I think he's going to be, of course, he's going to be faster than Jan. Um, but can he take the shot? That's the question. The Polish power. I mean, Dom Reyes had a tough time with it. Corey Anderson couldn't take it. Luke Rockhold couldn't take it.
Fuck.
Can Izzy take it? And we haven't really seen him get hit flush by a big, powerful striker yet. I mean, he got hit by Gastelum, and Gastelum sat him on his butt up against the cage that first round. And Jan hits a lot harder than Gastelum. So it's going to be interesting, man. And I think this fight will tell a lot about how Izzy will fare against John Jones.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely, man. John Jones, bro. In the pocket, he hits hard.
yeah,
I think stylistically though, is Jan Blachowicz is a lot. He is a different animal. This guy, like there is no nonsense in Jan. He's smart, yeah, but his power is nuts. It is crazy boxing, bro. Yeah, Ryan. And if he catches Izzy, I like Yoel caught Izzy, Ryan, like 1 or 2 times while he was standing there.
yeah.
Like
And Izzy was a little tentative to really throw up to that.
yeah, Izzy backed up after that, man.
Yeah,
And if Jan can throw 1, 2 great shots at Izzy, considering the power, like we said with Francis, man, everyone gets slept in the end.
yeah.
But I still got Izzy in this fight, though, man.
I do too, just because of the technical ability, and I think for the most of the fight, I think he'll keep it at his distance.
Mm-hmm.
He'll still have this reach advantage, both in his legs and his arms. And of course, he's a master at gauging space between him and his opponent. And and I think he'll probably be able to do that against Jan too.
Hell yeah, man. I got Izzy too in that fight. Ryan, brother, 2021 is looking like a fucking great year, man, for the UFC. It's a pleasure that Fight Island can bring fans fights and entertain them. It's a pleasure we can bring fans articles and podcasts to entertain them as well. And that tag team shit, I love it, bro. with you, man. Well, I hope you keep safe, and I hope you keep cool, man. It's always a pleasure, man.
Likewise, man. Yeah, you too. Be safe, be healthy, enjoy these fights, and definitely look forward to talking with you again.
Always,
Keep
man.
in
Thank
touch, man.
you. Yeah, peace, brother.